Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on another video. So today we're going to be looking at my top 10 most anticipated films of 2022. Please let me remind you that this is my own personal list. Your film that you might think, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that, may not be on this list. So enjoy. It's going to be the first time I'm using my mic, boom, here on this video. And so the quality of the mic might be a little bit off just while I get my balances right. And obviously I can make more videos like this in the future. Enjoy. To start us off on our list, number 10 is John Wick Chapter 4. I'm really looking forward to this one, just because the past... the John Wick films are just fantastic, aren't they? They're just really, really cool action flicks, very slick. Keanu Reeves is just absolutely brilliant in them. And like I said, the action's fantastic. The choreography to do with everything with that action is brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to see where they take the story in this one. It's very tongue-in-cheek, I find it. It's not. I really don't take it seriously. It's just a bit of fun. It's just nice to see what else the film can give us in this underworld that they've established. So hopefully they're going to go all the way to the head table and bring down whoever. So it's basically Neo and Morpheus going at it. So it's going to be really exciting to see what comes of that. Really looking forward to John Wick 4. At number 9, we've got Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. Again, directed by James Wan, and will quickly becoming one of my favourite directors, just because of his past body of work. It's so diverse. I think he's got a real talent and flair for the on-screen visuals. I just really like what he does, and with his films. It's a shame we're not getting The Trench anymore. I mean, I would have liked to have seen that. I think a lot of people would have liked to have seen that. But Aquaman 2, let's see where it goes. There's not really much information out there regarding Aquaman 2, what storyline it's going to follow. I did find it very interesting that Patrick Wilson's still going to be in it as his brother. So it'll be interesting what happens here. Again, surrounding the controversy with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I'm not going to be one of these people that's going to boycott the film just because Amber Heard's in it. That's a political opinion for another day. But it's the same thing with Fantastic Beasts. I'm still going to go see Fantastic Beasts and The Secrets of Dumbledore, and I'm still going to go see Aquaman 2. If I want to see a film, I'm going to go see it. It doesn't matter what's going on around it. So if it looks good, we'll go see it, but we'll wait for that first trailer to drop. At number 8, we've got the massive tentpole film of Avatar 2. So James Cameron's been banging on about how many sequels there's going to be over the next few years, and we're finally going to see one of them later this year. So the big Christmas release this year will be Avatar 2. Again, we've got no trailer, we've got no really, in concrete plot details, I could say, that we can look at. I'm really interested again where the story goes with this one. I hope we get to see a completely new environment. So obviously the last one was all about the lush jungle and everything. I think I hadn't seen Avatar in a very long time, so I can't remember if they went to different parts of Pandora, but I'm not sure. I think there was a shot of Pandora at one point. I didn't know if you could see if there was snow at any point, but I'd like to see different. I'd really like to see different environments and definitely different monsters, creatures. And a bit more. Let's dive even deeper into the lore of what that frigging tree does, and that connects everything. Again, it's been so long since I've watched the first Avatar movie, but I think as it gets closer and closer to the time, or if we get a trailer dropping, I think I'm going to rewatch Avatar just to reconnect with the world of Pandora. But on top of that, I really think I do think it's going to be a big hit. I don't think it's going to be as big as the first Avatar. I think, the Avatar box office there was really helped by IMAX 3D, which, the IMAX is still with us. 3D, but on the other hand, has just gone to the wayside now. It was a gimmick all along. I never really got into 3D myself, but I think those ticket sales are the reason why Avatar's so big. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Avatar. I never really got the big hoo-ha about it. To me, it was basically Pocahontas in space. So, it didn't really capture my imagination as much as it did other people. But, still looking forward to the second one, and we'll see what that brings. At number 7, we have the Flash movie. So this is going to be... I'm actually getting married the same weekend, and this film's coming out, and then we're going straight on a honeymoon for 2 weeks. So I am going to try and avoid spoilers as much as possible. I know I'm going to give in the... I'm going to be sat on a beach reading some spoilers and totally destroying the film for me, but That being said, the teaser trailer that I put out, I think it was at the DC Fandom. I think that was a few months ago where they released the trailer for it, or the teaser trailer for it. I mean, talk about hype train. I mean, just having the 1989 Batmobile there. And it's one of those rare films where I'm excited also for the merchandise to come out, because obviously, because the 1989 Batman's going to be there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out of that. So I'm hoping we get another Lego Batmobile from that. I know they've just done one, but I missed out on that, so I'd really like to see that come again. But no, I really enjoyed the Flash's Ezra Miller, and I think there's rumours that that it's going to completely reset the DC timeline and move things around. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not too excited about it, just because I like the Zack Snyderverse. Again, I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. I think the story's dead. I really do. I really can't see Warner Brothers letting him finish his Justice League, which is a shame. I know a lot of people will be disappointed about that, but I'll happily hang my hat hang my hats up if I'm wrong, and I'll happily go see it. I mean, stranger things have happened, so I think it's really watch this space. But with the Flash coming out and rumours that they're going to be reshuffling the DC extended universe, it's very in much decline that Zack Snyder's going to make his second Justice League film. So, but no, the Flash, really looking forward to it. Ezra Miller is fantastic as the Flash. Let's see what they do with it. So next on the list we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. So I know for a lot of people this will be in their top, maybe not be the top film that they're looking forward to, but I would say definitely within the top 3. I just have too many other films that are coming out this year that have beaten Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 into this position. So it's by no means I'm not any less excited than I am from my number 1 pick than I am from my number 6 spot, which this one takes. They released a trailer a few months ago. I think it was just before Christmas they released it. Again, the fact that we're going to have a Part 1, I think it's going to be a fantastic cliffhanger. I think it's going to be an Infinity War-like cliffhanger. Not that everyone's dying, just that I think they're going to bring in some really big guns, and it's just exciting. I think it's anybody who likes comic book movies, I think it's widely regarded as one of the best comic book movies out there. Into the Spider-Verse. It's absolutely fantastic. The animation style is absolutely brilliant. The soundtrack's phenomenal. Just everything about it, really. And just a quick shout out to Insomniac for including those suits in the Spider-Man games. And I love that they drop the frame rate just on the Spider-Man itself when you've got that suit. I think it's an ability in the first game. But no, fantastic marketing there. And really looking forward to seeing what they come up with in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. We are now inside the top 5, and we are now only going to speak about my only horror film in my top 10 most anticipated films of 2022, and that's Salem's Lot. Now, this isn't on a lot of people's radars at the moment, but Salem's Lot is an absolutely fantastic story by Stephen King. I think they've really been knocking him out the park the past, I'd say, 5 years. With the adaptations of Stephen King. So we've got things like, I mean, It is one of my all-time favourite films, both chapters, that is. They did Doctor Sleep was phenomenal. I think the same guy who did Doctor Sleep did Midnight Mass, which was one of the best TV experiences I've ever had. That came out last year on Netflix. And Pet Sematary was I think that was the starting point for me of the renaissance of it. Pet Sematary was very well made. It had a great, really well to the book, and it had a little bit of a twist with what happened to the kids, and I really liked that. If you know the original story, Pet Sematary, and you've seen the newer Pet Sematary, you'll understand what I mean. And obviously, I like the way they added the backstory with I think it was the Wendigo, that was in the woods as well. That was really creepy. But yeah, really looking forward to Salem's Lot. For people who don't know, Salem's Lot is a vampire story. But it's not like your Draculas, it's not like your Twilights. It's a lot darker, a lot creepier, and I don't really want to say too much, to be honest. If you want to watch it, there's they did a film of it. I think it was back in the 80s. They did Salem's Lot. It might be 70s or 80s. It's definitely an old film. might even be the 90s. They did a film there, and they obviously there's the book, Stephen King's book. It's not a big book, so if you're a book lover, I highly recommend going to read it. But yeah, only horror film, we're breaking the top 5 in with Salem's Lot. So I've realised as I'm putting this list together, there's a lot of superhero films on here, which by the most part, the past few years, that's the way it's gone. But I think this year we are spoilt rotten when it comes to superhero movies this year, and there's no other film that I think quite captures the magnitude of it like Thor: Love and Thunder. And I think this is going to be, well, it seems to be Chris Hemsworth's swan song in the role of Thor. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, we've got the continuation from Endgame, and we're going to have the Guardians in there, and hopefully it's going to lead straight on to Guardians 3. I think there's still a Guardians special on this Christmas. I think that's going to lead also straight on to Guardians Volume 3 out next year, I believe. But with Christian Bale coming into the mix for Thor: Love and Thunder, I think he's playing I believe he's playing the villain, or one of the villains in this. So again, with anything Marvel, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. You've got to wait till the trailer comes out, and even when the trailer's out, there's so much speculation, so many breakdown videos. I try and stay away from all that rubbish. I just want to enjoy the film as it is. Don't let it get spoiled. I think one of the greatest examples of this, and the community did really well with this, was how SpiderMan No Way Home was handled. Obviously, there was that leaked photo of Toby and Andrew on the blue screen with the scaffolding, and they came out flat out denying it, which I actually believed them. I didn't want to not believe them. I was like, no, I'm going to wait till the film. I want to wait till the film comes, and it wasn't a disappointment. I mean, the box office numbers clearly show it wasn't a disappointment. Really looking forward to seeing that again, but sticking with Thor: Love and Thunder coming out later this year. I mean, Chris Hemsworth's put in an absolute magnitude of workout. I mean, if you've seen the videos, the guy's arms are absolutely massive. It's ridiculous. And it'd be really interesting to see where it goes. I mean, we've got Jane coming in as... we know there's going to be a Lady Thor. Or should I just say Thor, being PC. But that's going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be something different. And I think that's what most people want nowadays from the superhero films. They want something different. And Thor, I believe, is going to deliver. Now we're hitting the big top 3. So I was umming and ahhing with these 3 just because they might swap around every now and again, but I'm sticking with what I've got at the moment. So number 3 is Jurassic World Dominion. Now I didn't like Fallen Kingdom. I really didn't. I think the film should have. The film should have started. When the film ended, that ending should have been halfway through the film, and we got a continuing, build-up of dinosaurs are starting to take over, they're becoming a menace. If anyone's seen the YouTube Battle of Big Rock, I think it's called, we should have had that scene in the movie, and just everything to do with dinosaurs being around us, being around the public, and being in our back garden, literally. I think we should have had more of that, and then it escalated, and then we could have had a big wide shot of, dinosaurs running around. I mean, I'll take it out that New York or something. Just a really big epic scale shot and then cut to black. I think we should have had that in the film. But nonetheless, we've got Jurassic World Dominion. We've got all returning characters coming back that are still alive and haven't been eaten, obviously, which is very exciting. The fact that we're still going to see Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum back in a Jurassic Park film is fantastic. And hopefully they're going to be teaming up with our new heroes. So we'll get to see where this goes. Obviously, the T-Rex. T-Rex is my favourite dinosaur. The way they do it in these films is just fantastic. Please, for the love of God, though, I will always say this whenever I'm talking about the newer Jurassic Park films. Get the frigging T-Rex raw right. It is not right. I don't care what you say, that she's grown up or whatever. The iconic T-Rex raw from the first film is terrifying, and you never use it in any other films. So please use it. You're not going to listen to this. I don't care. I've said my piece. Use it. So the penultimate film of 2022 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, again, I was tossing and turning between this and Jurassic World at my number 1 spot, but I haven't seen enough of it yet. I know we've got a trailer out for it, but I haven't seen enough, and there's, again, with Marvel films, there's so many rumours going around. I read somewhere that there's going to be more more characters in this than there were in Endgame, which is nuts if that's true. We've also got Sam Raimi at the helm, which is really exciting again, and with the horror roots he's got there, and I just love that. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels like it's just nice that we've got. It's just find it funny that we've got Sam Raimi, who we had his Peter Parker in the last Spider-Man film, and now he's directing a Doctor Strange film. I don't know. I just really like that. I think it's brilliant. It harkens back to when we were all kids. If you grew up with the early Spider-Man films. But Doctor Strange 2 apparently is going to be more horror elements. It's nice to see. I forgot his bloody name. The guy from this is really bad. I should really know his name. From the first Doctor Strange film that's coming in, and see how he plays a part, and obviously how Wanda's going to play a part. And I think there are sources that tell me that there is going to be a massive epic fight between Doctor Strange and Wanda. How that's going to come about and what that's going to entail, obviously we don't know. We're going to have to wait till end of April, beginning of May to see what happens. But Doctor Strange 2 is up there as one of the most anticipated films of 2022. So moving on to my most anticipated film this year is The Batman. And I know I've said I could have chopped and changed, but I really don't see how this can be anything other than The Batman. I mean, the Batman itself. I mean, anytime this guy turns up on our silver screens, it creates a buzz. Okay, it's just, and I think the one thing about this film, we're grounding it. We're going back to the Christopher Nolan verse, I want to say, of the Batman. It's where it's grounded. You could actually believe that this guy is running around a city beating the crap out of criminals, and I don't feel like there's enough buzz around Paul Dano as the Riddler. And by the way, I've heard some reports that he's playing Hush and not Riddler. I mean, the fact that there's question marks all over the marketing, I mean, I don't think they've done that for a joke. You know, he's playing the Riddler. Quite obviously he's playing the Riddler. I don't know why you're saying it's Hush. But Paul Dano as the Riddler, if you have not seen any earlier Paul Dano's work, I mean, we've got Ruby Sparks, we've got There Will Be Blood, and everyone else's favourite, I mean, Prisoners. If you haven't seen Prisoners in general, I mean, what you're doing watching anything else other than that right now, you should go watch Prisoners. But Paul Dano as an actor is absolutely fantastic, and the fact he's going to be playing he's going to be playing the Riddler, a psychological villain to Robert Pattinson's Batman, is going to be fantastic. And obviously we've got the amazing transformation Colin Farrell's made to the Penguin. I mean, it's just absolutely, I mean, you have to look twice, don't you? And obviously we've got Catwoman in this as well. And it's just a really good collection of characters I think we've got here. Characters that we haven't seen in a while, which is good. I know we had a Catwoman back in The Dark Knight Rises. I didn't really like Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. My Catwoman at the moment will always be Michelle Pfeiffer. But we'll see what Zoe Kravitz has to bring to the role. She's looking good. All the images and all the footage we've seen so far, I think she's done a really good job. Let's just see how that pans out in the movie. And obviously, let's talk about Robert Pattinson's Batman again. As is with any casting for Batman, I remember when Ben Affleck came out. I was a naysayer Ben Affleck when it came out. I put my hands up. I didn't like him. I thought no, he was the wrong fit for the role. Ended up loving him. But Robert Pattinson straight away, I wasn't one of those people. Oh yeah, he's the guy from Twilight. He's not the. I'm not a big Twilight fan. I don't see him as he's just from Twilight. He's more of an actor from those films. I think he's the only one, other than I mean Kristen Stewart, funnily enough, that has more of a range in them, and you can really see it in this film. He really does look like a tortured soul in this, and he just looks brutal, and you could really believe this guy would send you to the hospital. I also want to talk very quickly about there's a gang in this. I think it was from the first trailer. I am sure they have Joker faces on them. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a trilogy or Matt Reeves is going to do more than one film here, but I really hope they do the type of tease they did for The Dark Knight, where they just had the Joker card at the end of it. That alone was enough. It was like, I'm totally excited. Obviously, at the time, we didn't know how good Heath Ledger was going to be in that role and how big that film was going to be. But for something like this, to have another Joker that's going to be grounded, a grounded reality Joker is going to oh, it's going to be amazing. I really hope they go that route, and I hope Willem Dafoe's casting it. But we're getting on for ourselves. We haven't even seen the Batman. We don't know what it's going to entail. So let's see what happens in early March to see the Batman. Thank you for watching my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. I'm really looking forward to doing more videos like this, and preferably with some actual video in them when I get round to get my editing software sorted out. Thank you for all the kind comments in the past few weeks, and I'm actually going to go for a break for a few weeks, just get some ideas down on paper, but when I come back, we'll start hitting some more videos out. So thanks for the support, guys. Cheers. Bye.